So the project which we have created is the DMART over here, and this will be the your default structure of the project. Now suppose we want to make this as a your parent component, or you can say the root component. So it will going to have, suppose this is your root component, and in this root component you can have the header component over here, which you can go and you can define in the app.html, or you can go and you can create the separate component for this. And you can go, and as we know, we can use the selector wherever it will be go, and it will be display like this. And then we can have the feature components over here, where you can go and you can display your content. Now let's see how we can go and we can create the content. So I will go and I will use in this only. I will go and I will, so I will, let me run. So let me run the other way. So once you run all this default UI we have, you can see we have the, this is the default one which we can able to see over here. Now let me go and make it blank, save. Now we are getting over here the blank. Now I want to display some content. So suppose I will go and create the two array of object, and I will try to display in this one, and then we'll see how we can go and we can create the separate component, and how we can go and we can reuse that. So our DMART is the like the grocery related to the subject. You can create any project, all will be going to have the same way. Like in the in the DMART we have the grocery type of items. In Flipkart you have the different type of product. Same way you can go and you can create. So suppose over here if I will go and I will try to create over here, I will go and I will, sorry, in the app.component.ts, and I'll go and create grocery. And in this grocery, this will be as a your single object, and then later you can have the other object. Now let's go and see with the one. And in this, you can go and you can define the property related to the, so over here, suppose I have gone, define the name, and suppose almonds, then price, suppose 300, and then weight, which will be our 500. So it will be, now it will going to have the grams with for kg. So it will be inside the, suppose I am giving over here the grams. And if you want to go and specify more on this one, so you can go and you can give the more details about the product. So suppose currently I am over here with the name, price and width. Now in from the database also you are going to get the same like the this is the array, and inside there will be the n number of object will be there. Now I want to display to the our UI. So as we learn, like we can go and we can display with this with the our interpolation, because we have to go and we have to render this all the over there. Now if I'll go to the component and I will take the div, and in this div I will go and take, like suppose grocery dot name, then we have suppose another div display, so div, and then the grocery dot price, and then we have grocery dot weight. Okay, save all the files. Okay, it is the array. So if I directly go and define this one without the array, or let's first declare without the array, just the object. Now it's compiled successfully, and now if I'll go, so I will get all this over here. Now suppose tomorrow I have more than different like the card, and I want to display, so I can go and I can make this, because this will be the single object will over here. So I will go and make this as an array, and inside this I can go and I can add the other object, and inside this same thing I will go and I will take this and I will change the name. So suppose over here I have given here price 50, there will be the one. See, so now this is not the single object, so directly you cannot go and render this one. So this will going to have the two object over here. So now we have to go and we have to use the loop concept. So instead of separately we are doing over here. we have to go and use the loop. So as we know, to give loop the value in the Angular, we have the concept of star ng 4 and then let item of grocery, and all that we can go and we can make in a this div. So copy this and make inside this div. And now we have to go and change item dot item dot and item dot. Now compile successfully. And now if you go, you'll get this one. If you want to go and give some class, so like you can go and you can apply over here class container, and in the class container you can go and you can container border 1 pixel solid black margin bottom 1 rem, and then padding top 1 rem. Save this as. And now we are getting, we have make this over here in the border with the applied over. Now suppose I have to go and give the item number over here. So currently we have only the two. So there is a concept of index. So generally we do like this, let. So whatever the name you want to give, you can give. So suppose I have given index is equal to index, and it will be on the loop over here. So we have over here just comma let, or you can give I or whatever the name you want and the index. So now with the help of this, with the every item you will go and get the value. So suppose over here I will go and I will render, and this value will start from 0. So this value index will start from the 0. So either you can put over here like I plus 1 if you want to start it from the 1. So just you have to put I plus 1. Somewhere like suppose you have to go and you have to display the numbering also on the every product. So you can use I, let I is equal to index, and from the index you will get everything, and the index start with 0. So you can just do the increment with 1. So it will start from the 1. Now if I will go, so now you can see we have the 1 over here and we have the 2 over here. We are getting the product of the 1 and 2. So this one we have done in our app.component over here. Now suppose I want to go and display this with the different, like suppose I have the just taken one object of the grocery. I can go and I can take the other object of the DMart grocery, or some other, they have the option like the packaged food, or different, we have the option. We can go and we can take, and in that we can go and we can use the we can create a separate component, and that component, with the help of the different array we have, you can pass the value like from the parent to child, and that we can go and we can take that value. So now let's create a separate component, and we'll go and we'll create the list for that one. So in this also, like, to create the component, so we have the command ng g c and the your component name. Till date we have seen like this to create the component. Now before the component, we want to go and check what are the files will be get created. So you can go and you can specify that as well before creating. So that will not go and create the component. It will first show you the all the files, what the files it will going to create, and where it will going to update. So for that you can go and you can create like ng g c and your component name, and then we have to go and we have to specify hyphen hyphen dry run. So it will just go and it will show you the files what it will be created. So now on my screen, if you see in the first over here, so when I have typed in like NGGC and I have typed in this grocery to create the folder, and this is the name of the component, you can see grocery list, and I have given hyphen hyphen dry and hyphen run. So it has showed me the this. It will go and it will create the four files and it will update in the app.module.ts. And on the note, you can see it has saying that the hyphen hyphen run option means no changes were made. And you can see there is nothing, only we have the app over here. Nothing is created. Any other app is not get created over here. Now, from this also, if you want to go and you don't want to include any means the file over here like this spec.ts file, just you want to create only the these three files. So we have the command also, just you have to include in this about hyphen hyphen skip hyphen paste is equal to true. So it will skip the this part and it will go and it will create. So you don't require to put this when you want to create the component. So you don't require to put this one. So just hyphen hyphen skip paste is equal to true. So it will skip that file and it will go and it will create. Now let me go and execute this file only because we have understand about this try run. So it will see, it will only create. Now if I'll go and execute ng gc and then we have the component, and in this component I will go and write grocery. So grocery will be the my folder, and then the component will be the grocery list, and then hyphen hyphen skip test is equal to, and once I will go and I will press this enter. So now you can see on the screen, it has just created only the three files and it has skipped the our spec.ts file and it has updated in our app.module.ts. So you can see over here, it has included grocery file and it has only the three files created over here. Now I want to go and create over here. Like currently, if you can see on the basis of we have some value over here and it is getting displayed. Now in some scenario it will go and it will take the time, like suppose I will go over here and currently we have this, array of object. Now I want to print on this. So how I can go and print on the life cycle? So by default on the app component is the root component. So there will be no implement of the life cycle. But if there is a requirement, you can go. But I told in the real time also they will keep as the root component. So they will be not going to implement. Otherwise, if you want to implement, just you have to implement and the on ng init. Like in ASP.NET, we have the page load. In the same way, this is the ng on init over here. And this is the your first life cycle of the Angular application, which is the ng on init, and it says the return type void means it is not going to return anything. Now I want to call this grocery. So the better way will be like we can go and we can declare this on the top, and then we can go and we can utilize this in the call with the this dot in our ng on init. So let me call this dot, sorry, grocery. I will declare as a property. And as I told in the earlier also, like in the newer version of the TypeScript, if you're going to declare, so by default it's need to assign some value. So either you can go and you can make it the optional over here, sorry, optional. We can make it the optional, or you require to assign the value in this over here, some array value you are to assign, or you can make it undefined. There are the three options. You can go and you can declare the value on the top. Now, instead of displaying and assigning any value, you can go and you can make it optional. If there is no value, so that will be the treated as an optional over. And now once I declare all things, now I can go and I can call with the this keyword and the whatever the property I have defined on the top of the class over here. So like I can go and call like this dot, and suppose grocery, and instead of assigning over here, I can go and I can from here I can cut and I can go and I can assign over here, and I will go and I will remove. So you can see over here also in the you can go and you can define, but if you define in a proper way, so that will be the so always try to declare the property on the top. So let me cut from here and let me go and declare over here. Now type name string with name string is not assignable to this one. Such as to element, but target allows only 0. So I have given the type as well. We'll see how we can go and you can create the interface and how we can go. So only that type of property will be there and their data type as well. Now, if I'll go and save this as well, so I'm getting the output. I'm not getting any error. So this is the first ng on init, one of the life cycle of our Angular. Through in this, you can go and you can call any method which you want to load. So this is the third, like we have the ng on changes, then the constructor will be get called. And after that, this ng on init is getting called. So mostly many methods or some services you can call inside this ng on init, which you want to get initiated at the first whenever the application will go and it will go and execute. Now from here, I don't want to make this the implement one. So if I will go over here and in the or grocery dot item, I can go and I can make this component and make implement on init, and you need to implement this interface, and over here you can go and you can make this. Now suppose if I have to go and display this component whatever I am creating over here, I want to go and display this to the user. So as we know, we go and you will use the selector as a tag, and this will be whatever the structure we are going to create over here, that will be get displayed to this over here. But the selector name should be unique. Always it should be the unique name. You cannot have the duplicate name. And as in the beginning, I told that this will be get prefix because in the setting done the settings by default in the angular.json. If you can see the prefix, so that's why every time it will be get prefix with the app. If you want to remove and just keep as a grocery, so you can remove. It is not mandatory that it will be all. We have to keep that over here. Now, if I have to go and use this, so let me copy from the over here, copy, and then we'll go and we'll display. And then we have to go and move this as well. So whatever we have created over here, and in this, I need to go and we need to move this as well. And now we don't require to go and implement the ng on init in the app because it is not necessary. Because we are not going to write any logic over here, all will be written on now. If you go and save, you save all. So all the file has been saved. Now you'll go and see we are getting. So only the CSS is broken because we have not written all we are getting over here. Now suppose tomorrow I have to go and create this in the two. Like suppose if I'll go and I will create this, I want to reuse this component. So this will be like the my h2, and we have the grocery, and this one I want to use as a my dmart grocery. Save, and if I'll go to the my over here, so you can see we are getting the duplicate data because we have the same array of object we have used. Now I want to go and use create the other object. So as we have understand now, if you can see, we have the relationship between the this is the my parent and this is my the child. So as we know, to communicate from parent to child, we have the other rate input decorator we have to use, and this comes from the library which is other rate angular forward slash 4. Okay, so this will go and this will pass your all the values from the your parent, and it will go and it will receive in the our child section. So how we can go and we can pass this parent? So as we know, to pass the value from, we use the concept of the property binding. So in the tag over here, we'll go and we'll define the name of the input, whatever the name we have given. We'll go and we define over here that name and this name as well. And in this we are passing the value. So suppose I will go to the my component over here and I will define. So this is my grocery, right? So for this only, I will go and define input, and we need to import this. So it will be inside this at the rate angular 4. So I will go and import. Oh, sorry. And we don't want this, so I can go and I can create this in the, so all will going to have the value on the parent, and that value you can go and we can declare over here. So suppose for time being I am creating over here this dot dmart, sorry, directly let me create dmart grocery, and over here I can go and I can create the object as much object I want to create. So if I will go for the dmart, so in the dmart grocery we have the different products. So let me go and create the name, then suppose here I will create down. So this is the one name, and the price will go and create weight 1 kg. In the same way, I can go and I can create over here the other, which can be the, this will going to have the charger 80. And now I want to pass this from the parent to our child. So just save this, and now I want to pass. So over here in this we have created the grocery on our child. So grocery, and you have to use the same name. Let me remove. We'll see this one later. So we have to use the same name, whatever the name you have created over for the input decorator. So this is our name. If you go and use the wrong name, we are not going to get the data. So suppose we have this name and we'll go over here, we'll use this name, and after that we'll go and we'll use this name over here. Save the changes to both the files to see the output. Okay, we are getting this from the local, that's why let me go and create this as, because locally we have assigned this one, that's why it's getting. So let me this also move to the over here. So one is the Bima and then the other one object is the grocery, and I will go and I will change this name item grocery. Save. So you can see whatever the value we have passed in the DMart grocery, so it is displaying over here. And in the grocery, we have not passed the items. You can see we have not, oh, sorry, we have not passed over here. It is blank. So it is displaying. Now if I have to go and pass, so the property binding, and then we have to use the grocery, and then you have to use the item grocery. And I will save. And once I will save, you can see both are going to have getting the different value. And over here, you'll see you are getting the, and we are using the same component, but we are passing two values. And based on that values, you can go and you can, like suppose if you are searching for some product, like suppose you have search for the laptop. So laptop will have the different company will be there, some Lenovo, HP, and like that. So if you want to go and if you want to display the content, so you can display the content like this. Like if you have passed in the first, you can pass the HP related record. In the second, you can go and pass the Lenovo, and in the third, so in the same way, you can go and you can pass this, and it will go and it will display. Now let's add some UI because you can see it is not looking good over here. So now I told you like we are going to use the Angular material in our this project. And to go to this website, we have the material dot angular dot I. And if you go to this website, so let's go. So material dot angular dot io, and in this you have to go to the getting started, and there is a command to add the Angular material in the application, which is ng at the rate angular / material. So let me go and add ng add at the rate angular / material. So it will go and it will install the package over here. So it is saying the latest package it will going to install, which is the 15.1.4. So I can go and select yes, and it will get installed. Now when we learn the module, so we have created like there will be a root module, and after that we have created the sub module because we don't want to merge all the code inside a single module. In the same way, we'll go and we'll create a separate module for this material because in material, if you go and create anything, you have to go and you have to import the is the library like the suppose if you are creating the button, so you have to include mat button module. If you are going to create the toolbar, so you have to include mat toolbar module. This way you have to go and you have to execute, and from there we can go and we can export that one, and we can use in our main module. Just we'll go and we'll include. So let's get installed. So once we will install, we will start creating the menu. So we have understand about how we can pass the value from the parent to child, and we are passing the different value, and all this value we are getting in the array of objects. So currently we have the dummy data. Once we'll correct with the data is, so we'll go and we'll change. Only the value will be changed. This all the property, everything will be same. Only we'll go and we'll assign the dynamic value to this one. So pink, purple, and pearl. So you can select any of the theme over here. So let me blue, gray, green. Let select this. Select yes or no. It depends on you. You can go and you can select. I don't want to include any animation over here or include and make disable. And now this package has been installed. And if you go to over here, so you'll see this Angular material. It has been installed over here. So this will be go dependency folder will go to on the production, and whatever library you will see over here, these are just used for the development purpose. Now we have created this, and now if I'll go to the, so our package has been created. Now I want to go and create a module, and I will create the module related to the our material. So G and M stand for the module, and over here material. And it has created the module for you. If you can see, it has created the module over here. Now I want to go and include this module in our app.module.ts because our Angular compiler will only is not go and read every file in this the folder structure. It will go and read all the files which are in the module, and it will go and it will create the, and it will go and it execute. So as we know, all the modules will be go inside this imports array. So over here I will go and so the always try to import, and then and over here you have to go and give the path. So like from, and then and we have to go to the material forward slash, and then we have the module. And in this module I want to go and material module, and this need to be get imported over here. And to go and to work with the our menu bar, if you go and visit our, so you'll see the toolbar over option over here. So anything you want to create, you have the all the option on this component. Either you want to check button everything. Now suppose we have to go and we have to create our this toolbar over here. So we are going to use the module of this toolbar. So come down. And in this toolbar, if you see, we have the different option. You can go and you can create like this way, or you want to create like this. So you can go and you can create the this way. And then after that, they will go and they will give you the examples how you can go and you can create. And they will give you, so when you are working with the input material, for every model you have to go and you have to import. So you can see from this toolbar, you have to go and you have to import the mat tool module. If you go for creating the button, suppose if you have to go and you have to create the button. So in this button, all the examples they have given over here, you can understand about reading the theoretical, and they have given you the which API. So mat button module you have to go and you have to import, and then they will go and give you the lots with the code. You can go and you can check this the different button we have. Okay. So now our requirement is currently to create the menu. So I will go over here and I will go and import this. So it will go and it will be imported in our module, which is the material which we have created. So I will go inside this and import from at the rate formula / material / tool, and in this I can go and I can have the mat toolbar. And now to get this one in our app.module, okay, module, it will be the module, sorry. And now to get this into our app.modules, we have to export everything from this our module. Then only it will be get, otherwise it will not going to get find in our app.module.ts. Either we are exporting, you can export the component, everything. You can go and you can export which you want to get included in the other. So I will go and I will comma and export column. And when you go and use the this module means the annual material. So this will slightly get increased because for everything we have to go and have to include the model in our application. So if I go and include mat, okay, sorry, mat tool. One. Hmm. And now you can go and you can save all the files. So save this save this as well and save this. And now I will go and so there will be no changes because still we have not used. But you can see the color of this text box has been changed. When we have used the angle material, you can see the color. Now if I have to go and use just for the demo, so I will go and use this one. And anywhere I can go and I can use, suppose over here I will go and use just to check. So HR, yeah, okay, something wrong I have done. So mm, so item, okay, okay. So in the our component we have given this. Now you can see we are getting over here whatever we have kept inside the this tag, which is the mat toolbar. Okay. So now we have done the setups of the Angular material. So tomorrow we'll start creating. So we have understand today about how we can pass the value from the component to child. So tomorrow we'll go and we'll create the menu over here for this application, and then we'll see how we can go. So currently we are displaying like this, like how we can go and display like a card to all the with the images and the name and the all the details how we can go and you can display in our web page. Okay. So this is for today. Do you have any doubt in this?